Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and most merciful. Welcome you all again in the virtual learning system of Pakistan International School, Taif, Saudi Arabia. Dear students, as you know that this is Pakistan International School, Taif, virtual class for class second year student, subject computer science, and today is our 13th lecture and teacher name is Imran Ahmed. In the previous lecture we have discussed the first two chapters of our syllabus, federal board syllabus, and today we will have to start the next chapter, chapter number 3, which is object oriented programming in C++. Dear students, as you know that this portion belongs to C or C++. I hope you have revised and you have the few concepts of class 10th when we were discussing or when we were reading the C language in very detail. It means that you already have concept of programming language. In this chapter, we will discuss the few concepts of programming language in C++. In class 10, you have studied the C language, but over here, you will have to study the C++. Both are the same languages. Only the difference is plus plus. Plus plus represent the object oriented, while C represent the structure programming language. Don't worry about the C++, what is object-oriented. This contain object-oriented programming contains only a single chapter, which is at the end of our syllabus. So rest of the syllabus is same as which you have already studied in class 10. And I hope so you will give the positive feedback and positive response when we were discussing our topics belonging to C++ language, because already you have studied the most of the chapter, most of the topics. When we have started in class 10th, I told you if you revise the C or if you study the C language in very detail, so it means that more than half of your course will be covered in class second year. So for those boys who already study in the C language in class 10, for those students, it means that it is the revision for them, and for those who didn't study or already have the bio in the class 10, it is new for them. So we will discuss one by one in detail. Chapter 3, which is object oriented programming in C++. This chapter contains the different words. First one is object. What is an object? Or what is an object oriented? So simply the definition of object is already we have discussed in the second STLC. So over here we will discuss it again. Object existence of anything is known as object. Existence of anything is known as object. For example, keyboard, mouse, table, chair, home, furniture, etc. All of these are known as object. And each and every object belongs to a specific class. For example, I told you, human, you are an object. I am an object. So it means that we belongs to a specific class which is known as human class. If I say animal class, let's say cat, mouse, dog, etc. These are known as animal class. So each and every object belongs to a specific class. I give you another example. Let's say I say the name of few object: cycle, motorcycle, car, truck. So what is this? These are the objects, and these object belongs to what? These object belongs to class of vehicle. So this is the object oriented definition. Each and every object contains the two things. Every object contains the two things, and these two things are, one is property and other one is their functions. Two characteristics, you can say that two things are attached with each and every object. So let's say I give you the example. I told you, you are the object, I am the object. Let's say my characteristic, my properties. What are my properties? My name is my property. My complexion is my property. So these are called the properties. And what are the functions? I told you every object belongs to two things. One is properties and another one is function. My property is, my name is my property. And what are the function? What can I do? I can teach. So teaching is my function. So every object contains two things, two things belongs to each and every object. One is properties and another one is their function. So I hope you have little concept of object oriented. So next is programming. What is the meaning of programming? Before starting the programming, I told you the little concept of algorithm. Algorithm, series of steps in order to solve a particular problem, is known as algorithm. Series of steps. I use the word steps over here. Series of steps in order to solve a particular problem is called algorithm. Second thing, flowchart. What is a flowchart? Graphical representation of anything is known as flowchart. Or you can say that graphical representation of solving a problem is known as flowchart. Now third is programming. Third step is programming. What is a programming? So series, in the algorithm I use the word steps. Over here we'll focus on the word series of instructions. Series of instruction is known as program. Series of instruction in order to solve a particular problem is known as program. So algorithm and program is same, but algorithm we perform at the pages, at the registers, at copies, but a program we have to perform in specific IDEs. What is the IDE? I will show you after the lecture. We will discuss the IDE in very detail. So first I explain the object oriented. Next step I explain the programming in C++. Now the difference between the C and C++, I told you very before. C is a structure programming language, while C++ is an object oriented programming. Question 2 is write short answer of the following questions. We have few questions at the end of the chapter. Don't worry, we reach at the end of the chapter, because I know every topic belongs to the chapter is present in the exercise. Every topic belongs to the chapter is present in the exercise. So we will have to start the exercise first. If something remaining by chance, if it is not present in the exercise, we will discuss at the end of each chapter. So first is define reserved word and give 3 examples. Reserved word, the another name reserved word, answer of reserved word is, the another name of reserved word is keyword. The third name of reserved word is predefined words. So the definition of reserved word, the word already you have studied in the C language, these things. Same definition. Just change where the word C was used. Now you will have to use the word C++. Rest, the definition is same which you have learned or which you have revised in class 10. So definition of reserved word is this: the words that are the part of programming language and have special purpose in a computer programs and have the special purposes in the computer programs are called reserved word or keywords, or the third name is predefined words. Special purpose means, let's say, watch over here, I give you the example. You are watching the MS Word over here. I open the MS Word work area and I am typing over here. If by chance I left the some word or spelling is unknown, let's say cursor is blinking at the language. For example, I remove the G, character G from the language. What happened? I will show you. Watch over here. Now, what happened? Did you notice? I think all of you have the notice that that word is going to be read underline. Why? Because language was the reserved word or language word was present in the dictionary of MS Word. Now this language is not present. This word is not present in the dictionary of MS Word program. So we can say that this word is not a reserved word. Why? Because this word is not present in the dictionary of MS Word. Now what to do? I will change again this word into G, language. So watch here, red underline is finished. Did you notice what happened? Those words, now I will tell you, those words which are not present in the dictionary of MS Word, they are present, or you can say that they will be red underline. It shows that this word is not present in the dictionary. So same concept of reserved word in any language, not only in C++ or C. So we can say that the definition of reserved words is this: those words which have predefined meaning in the compiler. Over here in the MS Word, I use the word dictionary. Now in the next, I am using in the programming language, I use the word compiler or interpreter. Those words which have the predefined meaning in the compiler or interpreter of any language is known as reserved words. So we cannot make the reserved word as the variable name, and the variable name cannot be a reserved word. Keep in mind, keep this definition in your mind, or this word in your mind, that we cannot use reserved word as variable names and variable names as reserved word. So the definition that they have predefined use and cannot be used for any other purpose. Variable for any other purpose, for example, variable name or function names, etc. Variable, we cannot make the reserved word as the variable names as well as the function names. There are about 80 reserved words in C++. How many words are there? 80 words. But focus on this thing. But this may vary. Means it can be 85, it can be 88, it can be 100, it can be over 200. But this may be vary depending on the version being used, which version we have been using. So I will show you which version we have used for our C++ program. So what are the reserved words? Those words which have the predefined meaning in the language of any, which have the predefined meaning in any language is known as reserved word. For example, if, else, case, for, while, class, etc. Question asks for the 3 example. I give you the 5 examples or 6 examples. So there are total 80 reserved words. So I cannot use if as my function name as well as variable name. I cannot use else as function name or as well as variable name. So these are the words cannot be used as a variable name as well as the function name. What is the function? We will discuss in the later chapters. So these are the reserved. Next things. What is the purpose of using header files in the program? So before starting this topic, I will show you the IDE, because this topic belongs to the practical things. What is the purpose of using header files in program? Just for the definition only, just check the definition. Preprocessor directives are the instruction for the C++ compiler. C++ compile. Every C++ language programs contains certain preprocessor directives. Certain means many. There are many preprocessor directives are there, where we have to use at the beginning of the program. At the beginning, we use the preprocessor directive, or you can say that include directives or any other directives. We will define this. These directives start with the number sign hash. Keep in mind, these directive, we start with the number sign hash. The most commonly used preprocessor directives are include and define. There are two or more than two directives are in our C++ language, but most commonly the preprocessor directive which we use, the include directive and the predefined or percentage defined directive. So include preprocessor directive and the define preprocessor directive. How can I use in my program? I will show you after this. I will show you the IDE how I use this preprocessor directive. It has the following syntax. Syntax means general. You can say that this word general syntax of preprocessor directive is: first I will use the number sign. After the number sign, we will write the reserved word include. Then after that less than symbol, and between the less than and greater than symbol, I will use the header file name. So this is the definition of preprocessor directive. Now I will show you the IDE of C or C++ program. I will minimize this one. I already installed. This is version. I will show you what is the version of C++ program. This is Turbo C. Before installing or downloading, this is Turbo C. Before installing the Turbo C, you must have to install the DOS box. You must have to install the DOS box. I already installed the DOS box, so save your time. I already installed the Turbo C. I hope many of your class fellow have the Turbo C ID, because they already learned in the class 10. So now I will have to open the Turbo C++ IDE. When I double click over here, watch here, start Turbo C++, start Turbo C. When I double click over here, watch here, this is the first C++ program is written on my screen. We were discussing till now, we have discussed, this is, no, just escape this one. It means that just escape this one, don't focus on the program right now. I will explain the IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. I will show you the full IDE. I place the one error in my program to show you the full IDE. So this is the IDE. In the IDE, watch over here, like every platform, everything as the file menu, edit, search. Now the additional two things, run, compile. What is the difference between the run and compile? Compile means, so check whether in your program there are error or not. So compilation, it will link the OBJ and it will make the OBJ file to execute your program. So I left the one error in my program to show you the message window. Over here, a message is appeared. So don't focus on the program right now. So this is menu bar and the run menu. After the compilation, if I remove all of the error from my program, So I can run my program easily. Run means I can show you, I will show you the final output screen. If I have some kind of error in my program, I cannot show you. It means that your program will not show you the output screen. In this program, there is error. So that's why, okay. This is the menu bar. This is the work area. This is the or development area. You can say that this is the work area or development area of C or C++ program. So I can write my C program over here. I can write my C++ program over here. I execute this program again to show you the error and to show you the message. So this area belongs to the message window. If your program have some kind of error, like this program have the an error, which what is the error? I will discuss this error in later. So this program have the error, and let's say any other error is also present. What happened? So all of error, my program error will be show on this platform, on the over here in the message window. So this is the IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Now I will show you the output screen because my program have this error. I cannot show. Watch here. I will again compile. It is not. If I will run, it will not show. No need to, if you direct press on the compilation or direct press on the run window, so keep in mind, before executing, automatically it perform the compilation process. So no need to press this one. For compilation, shortcut key is Alt F9, and for run your program, the shortcut key is Control F9. Let's say I will check again. Click on the run. So watch here. When I click on the run, automatically it performs the compilation process. Watch over here. This is written compiling. So one error already was there. Now I will remove this error. Error was, check the error. Now read the error. What is the error? Statement missing semicolon. Just focus on your class 10th or revise your class 10th few lectures. I told you at the end of each and every statements, there should be a semicolon. At the end of each statement, there should be a semicolon. Watch over here. These are the two statements inside my program. These are the not statement. These are the two statements which I highlight. Get ch have semicolon, but cout don't have the semicolon. I will place the semicolon at the last of the statement. Now I will check what happened. I will directly press on the run menu. Watch here. A message is appeared. The message which I write in the cout statement is appeared on the output screen. This black screen is known as the output screen. The message was Pakistan International School, Taif. Now till I will click the back to the original. Now till now we have studied the two things. Two short question. First one was reserved word. Over here, watch. Void is the only reserved word is present. Why I say void is the only reserved word is present in my program? Because the reserved word in this IDE will always be highlighted or white color. The rest you can check that rest are the green colors or blue colors. Header files. Okay. Void is a reserved word I use. So this is the specific meaning. Why? Let's say I will misspell the void word. Some boys write the VIOD, while the actual word is VOID. What happened to this word? Watch here. Now the Y highlighted word is highlighted, Y word is finished. Why? Because this word is not present in the compiler of C++. Now I will again correct this word to Y. So again it is highlighted. So keep in mind the reserved word will becomes always be highlighted. So first topic or the first topic our today lecture was reserved word. Those words which have the predefined meaning in the compiler of any language is known as reserved word, and those words which don't have the prefix in the language is known as user-defined words or variable name. Okay, second topic, our second question was preprocessor directives. Watch here. I use the two preprocessor directive hash include directives and predefined directives. In this program, predefined directive we will discuss in the later chapters, but in each and every program, I will use two header files, these two header files, which is include iostream.h and hash include conio.h in C language. Okay, what is the difference between the C and C++? In C language, we don't use the iostream.h. In C++ language, we use the iostream.h. In C language, instead of iostream.h, we use the stdio.h. While in C++ language, we use the iostream.header. In C language, we use the conio.h as well as same header file we use in the C++ language. That's why both languages very similar. Okay, we will discuss this line in very detail in the coming topics or in the coming chapter. Cout. Instead of in C language, instead of this cout, we use the printf function. I hope, as I told you the name, your mind will be click. Yes, we use the printf function. We didn't use the cout. But in C++, we use the cout object over here, cout statement in the over here. So I will discuss this program in very detail and one by one all words. So main is the starting function. Keep in mind this main word. Main is the starting function of C or C++ program. Each programs in C, each program of C language or C++ will be start with the help of main function. So I hope you will get this topic, inshallah. In the next lectures, we will discuss the further topic. So till take care of yourself. Take care. Allah Hafiz.